Our animal mission is simple: education in action, conservation in action. This is Kamp Kenan. Alright, so many of the reasons you guys watch the show here on the channel is because you love to see the different setups that the animals live in and how you can keep these animals in a thriving habitat in captivity. Well, I've said this so many times. I love the Turtle Conservancy in Ojai, California, because in my opinion, it is the world's best captive managed populations of tortoises. They do such an incredible job with their setups. Today, we're looking at this pancake tortoise setup. These guys have been breeding them here for many years. This is a species that's from East Africa, Tanzania, and Kenya, and they like grasslands and rocky outcroppings that pop up in those grasslands. Now, what do they use those rocky outcroppings for? They use them for security. They like to wedge themselves in. That's why these guys have such a shape as they do. What they'll do is they'll wedge themselves in, and you can actually see one right here. If you can get right in there, you can see a little tortoise hiney, and it is wedged in these flat rocks. So this is pretty similar to what they would encounter in their natural range. What else is amazing is they've got little edibles here, little plants. I'm not sure what species this is, but you can email Turtle Conservancy. Just go to turtleconservancy.org to find out what they're planting. I'm not a botanist. But anyhow, guys, they're nibbling off the edges here. They'll feed these animals a few times a week. They also have beautiful, clean, flat water dishes so that the animals can soak. Even though they're a more dry-loving species, they need water, and they need clean water. Very important to keep these guys healthy. Now, I was given permission to be inside this environment and to get hands-on one of these amazing tortoises. Probably one of the most unique species of tortoise on Earth. And what's crazy about it, guys, is it goes against everything you think a tortoise should be, right? We think of tortoises with these high domed shells. That's not the case for the pancake tortoise. So this little one here, if you actually put hands on it, they're thin. They're thin and they have these pliable shells. And what happens is, since they live near these rocky outcroppings, they don't go too far from them. They eat and feed on the grasses and some succulents that grow around their little microhabitat. And if danger comes, they haul butt. They can move pretty quickly, and they'll wedge themselves into those crevices. And when they pull themselves in, their bellies stick out, and they'll use their hind legs to kind of wedge up and lock themselves inside those rock crevices. So it's actually a really unique evolutionary adaptation of this species. Now, this is a male, and we know that because it's got that large tail. Okay, so the males are going to have really long tails and the females will have short tails. They are so peculiar, but as I mentioned, they eat grasses and succulents. Basically, these guys are a grassland species. They're going to eat the very same diet that a leopard tortoise or a sulcata tortoise would actually eat. Very minimal fruits, if any. But water is important. UVB lighting is important. High temperature is important. These guys like to stay warm. We're inside right now this kind of a sunroom or greenhouse. They've got a fan blowing, and they've got a fan that's pulling out the hot air. Very dry, they don't like it too humid, although they'll get a misting from time to time. But again, one of the species I would have loved to work with because they're so unique, but as I've mentioned before, guys, Florida, for me and these tortoises, not good. So I want to be able to keep animals that I can keep fairly easily because I spend so much time doing the videos. I don't want to worry too much about, the habitat needs of certain animals. So very important to make sure that you guys have the proper place for them. What do you say we put this guy back down? He's been a really good pal, and we're really enjoying our stay here at the Turtle Conservancy. So how insane is that? Little pancake tortoise. Let's put him down and see what he does, and I'll leave you with the pancake tortoise walking about. Don't forget, please go to patreon.com to help support us, /Kamp Kenan, that is. And then also like and subscribe to the channel, guys. And don't forget the Kamp Kenan Army channel where you can upload your own videos. So there you have it. Oh, and one more thing. Go to turtleconservancy.org and help them help these animals. We'll see you next time.